Okay, and so the last one, at least for today probably, I don't know exactly how these videos are going to be coming over, is the 5-color Niv-Mizzet Singleton Jank. In this case, I think this is by far the weakest deck we have tossed together currently, but if you can get it off, you can get it off, and it's really silly, and if you're not rushing just to get through Singleton as quick as you can, it's definitely a good time. But as usual, if you're interested in more of the content, let me know. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, blah blah blah. Also, sorry if I sound tired, it's pretty late. Okay, so as you can see, we're running Niv-Mizzet. Our big, angry boy, Niv-Mizzet Reborn. So to make him work, we have a whole lot of different lands. We have some mana fixing. We have a bunch of one-ups of cool, fun gold cards that if we can get off, all the better for it. So starting off our curve, we have our Mox Amber. We're running a decent amount of legendary creatures and planeswalkers, so hopefully this will allow us to fix some of our mana problems that we're going to run into. Chamber Sentry is basically, you cast it with X and it's going to have a 1/1 counter on it for every different mana spent. This could be as dinky as a 2/2 for 2, this could be a 3/3 for 3, or this could be a 5/5 for 5, depending on what mana you have available. Of course, it has the bonuses. You can recur it from your graveyard to your hand. You can remove the counters from it to deal X damage to any target, so it's removal in a way. At its worst, it's a 1/1 for 1, which isn't great, but you gotta do what you gotta do from time to time. D-Spark, premium removal. They're playing some big bombs, at least we can deal with it. Rampage, same thing. They're not flooding the board. We can basically get them to remove some of their big creatures, artifacts, or blockers. Trophy, unconditional removal. Justice Strike, for the most part, will kill anything. Treasure Map helps us fix our draws, helps us fix our lands when we get the treasures. Crassus is big boy who draws cards. Deputy, this is a high value Azorius creature. They're dealing some weird token things. We can wipe it out or deal with, albeit temporarily, a large threat. Autumn, it's a beater. It's an artifact or enchantment removal. It's life gain against some aggressive burn deck. Teferi is good. If you can play him, you should. He disables everything at instant. He's really good. Mortify, removal. Gets rid of enchantments or creatures. Kaya can hit anything. If we have a way to bounce it back the hand, we can recur the effect. Helps us protect our walkers in a way. Ionize, just in this case, because we are running the this Niv-Mizzet Reborn, just needed at least something to potentially get hit with our Izzet Pull outside of our Perun here. Bedevil, value Rakdos removal, solid card. Clarion, board wipe, Chromatic Lantern is the card we want to be seeing every game, because as you will see, we will run into mana issues, and this will fix most of them if we can pull it out. Of course, Hostage Taker, steal what you want. Golgari Queen's just pretty decent removal for the format. Domri can help you ramp potentially, find some creatures. We're not running as many as we potentially could be, but ideally we'll be hitting something. Solar Blaze is basically a much larger Justice Strike. Hits everything, our creatures included, but it's a board wipe if we need it. Tamiyo helps us find what we need, recur what we've already lost. Karn will let us hit a land drop every time. He's a good boy. Dulcimir, if we can get him out, he's fantastic. Forces a fight. Ideally, we'll trade favorably, get 3 life, and end up with 2 3/3s on the board after the fact. Niv-Mizzet Reborn will hopefully allow us to find a whole slew of cards. As you can see, we're running things from every guild, so ideally we're going to be hitting quite a few targets with him. Teferi is good. He is big. He is special. He's important. You know him, you hate him. We're running one of them. God Eternals, high value removal. Angrath, good boy. Warrant Warden, another Azorius card. At worst, it's a tempo. You can also get a big bird out of the air. Discovery, Dispersal, card draw. Chances are we won't be hitting the Dispersal side too frequently. Find Finality, find some missing threats, Finality, a board. Niv-Mizzet, he's probably the hardest card for us to cast, just because it is triple blue, triple red. Quite frequently, we're going to be relying on Chromatic Lantern or our Treasure Map to sack the treasures to actually get them off, but like anything, if you untap with Niv-Mizzet, there's a really good chance you're winning the game. Ravager Worm, expensive, big body, generally can trade with most creatures favorably, yada yada yada. Ugin is big boy who don't care what kind of land you got. And he's removal on a walker. Now our list of lands is fun. We have a lot of fixing from lands. We have Unknown Shores, pay 1 tap, add a mana of any color. Rupture Spire, works the same way as our Gateway Plaza, etc, etc. So just a bunch of land fixing. Planar Beacon will also help us cast our Planeswalkers. And we're basically running one of every dual land to an extent. We're running the Hinterland Harbor, the Breeding Pool. Pretty much anything that isn't guaranteed to come in tapped, we're running one of. And of course 1 basic force, just because we have, generally speaking, a lot of things that require us to hit double force. So like the Tulsamere needs to, Ravager Worm needs to, etc, etc. But yeah, this is definitely the most janky build we have going right now. So let's see if we can do any work. Okay, so we're getting into a game now with, oh, so close, which, to be fair, was happening quite a bit in Singleton off camera. Now, what do we have to play around with here? Early plays, we have a Rampage. We don't have blue for Deputy of Detention. We will have Mortify mana and Angress Rampage. Nothing really great. I'm going to mulligan. I haven't really played around. There's our boy. Do I ever want to keep a hand with Niv-Mizzet, let alone Niv-Mizzet Reborn in here? This is very, 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 very greedy. I'm going to dumpster Reborn because there is no way in hell we're meeting that casting requirements anytime soon anyways. Let's see. We have some decent lands, and thankfully it looks like just because of Blood Crypt and black on our Cemetery and Catacombs, they will all come in untapped after this one for now. So we're just going to play that one tapped. Mana wise, we have black, red, green, and blue, so we're missing white. Tulsamere is pretty solid. Happy to see him. So we won't be able to play Warrant or Warden. We will be able to Oath of Kaya, potentially, depending on what they play. They are ramping, so mono green ramp, but they're running a plaza, so they definitely have some fixing going on. There's not necessarily a 3-drop I want to hit right now, but this doesn't enter in tapped, so that is not super relevant. And I misspoke, we don't have the white mana for Oath of Kaya currently. Guild Mage's Forum does work as fixing for us though, so that's always a plus. And if we actually use it to cast Niv-Mizzet, I'm very concerned with how much mana they have available to themselves now. So let's see, we are going to... Do I care about shocking something in? What does this give me? It doesn't give me access to anything I don't currently have. Guild Mage's Forum would, I suppose, allow us to cast... I think that'll allow us to cast Oath of Kaya, yeah. So let's just get rid of this Llanowar now. With as much ramp as they have going currently, this extra mana, and I don't think the 3 damage ping from Kaya will be super relevant to a big creature, but Deputy of Detention could very well get rid of it. Okay, that's a little bit of a bummer, but we already got some value, especially because we don't have walkers out. Let's see what we draw into. So we draw into a Godless Shrine. Okay, just gotta confirm how this works real quick. So we have white from here. If I shock in this Stomping Ground, 5 mana. No, this one basically costs 1. So yeah, it doesn't replace itself, it just fixes. Yeah, nothing too crazy is gonna happen here. I'm thinking we just get our Godless Shrine in tapped for now. We have Deputy mana available, but I'm not too concerned. Next turn we'll be able to slam down our Niv-Mizzet and hopefully, unlike other games where I've only hit land, they got a big boy Crassus. That's not something I'm too keen on seeing, but our big boy Niv-Mizzet, a little bit bigger. We're not too concerned about Warrant Wardening or Reclamation Stage. So if I'm not an idiot, we'll have Niv-Mizzet mana now. So what do we hit here? Okay, so let's see, Discovery Dispersal is cool. I like God Eternals. So let's go with this one. As far as Crassus are concerned, I'm kind of down with just getting a Tamiyo, just because that can get us our Niv-Mizzet back if he dies. Versus Crassus right now. Our hand's going to be pretty full as is. Mortify is really good. Oh, this is so good. Never quite sure what I'm clicking. And what do we want for here? Angrath, yeah, I think this is good. There we go. So we got 5 out of there, so that was a pretty ludicrous pull with our boy. Now what do we not want to keep here? Tolsimir, I think we'll still find a home. Warrant Warden, I think, is less relevant. I don't know how much we're going to be hitting Clarion currently. And God Eternal sadly won't be able to kill Hydroid Crassus, but that's what we have Mortify for. Ugin the Ineffable. Well, that's a little bit annoying. So as much as I would love to just instantly bounce back my Niv-Mizzet with Tamiyo, I think we have to actually do something to change the board state in our favor a little bit. So I am thinking... Oh, we do have Assassin's Trophy. We have some crazy options going on. I'm thinking we want to get rid of Crassus because it's a big scary threat right now. We do not want them to have access to Ugin. They've already ramped, so anything they play will be valuable to them. So if they hit another land drop, whatever, I would just rather them not get any card draw or potentially more removal out of Ugin currently. Next turn we could do a whole lot of things. We can slam down Tolsimir, get rid of their stage, have a couple 3/3 bodies out. We definitely have options, and I'm not used to this many options being available, to be quite honest with you. Plague. Well, that's a weird play. I mean, I guess he gets a slightly bigger body out. What are we not playing for a little while? I think it's going to be Domri. Could have been a better idea just to dump the Angrath here, but it is what it is. Target creature, okay.
Everyone is expendable.
So they're just going to be getting some card draw off Vraska there. Just slam our land down. Tolsimir will do Tolsimir things. We will use our Wolf Buddy to get rid of Paradise Druid. We can keep it back to block Plague Crafter. Yeah, I think this is a little bit better for us. We can take the 3 damage swing, get rid of it with God Eternals next turn. They could very well just down tick here and get rid of our little wolf token.
You should leave. I've done things I'm not proud of.
New baby Vraska, I'm not too concerned about. We do not want to have our 4-drop Golgari Queen, though. Get to the -9, because that is terrifying. So we are going to hope at some point in the near future they miss with their draws. Because we have mana, we don't have mana to do everything we want as it stands. Let's see, card doesn't do me anything too crazy. If I down tick Angrath, that would let me steal... Let's see, what could I do? I could steal their Plague Crafter, it would get removed at the end of turn. Swing in with everything at Vraska, stop it from alting, and then as the game goes on, with how full our hand is, everything will be good. This gets us some health, not too dire need. Tamiyo, this can only hit a single target right now. I think we're just Angrath down ticking right now. Because we really do not want Golgari Queen to ult. So, let's see.
Your crew for my freedom.
Swing on in, big Vraska. Angrath dies, I'm not too concerned if they kill her on the backswing. Get rid of my wolf, it's going to be an empty board. Vraska stops from alting. That dies. They're still going to be able to down tick Vraska here for another assassin creature. Probably burn another land with Golgari Queen. They do have access to walk the plank, thankfully that's sorcery speed, but they're eating through their lands, but they still have access to quite a bit of mana on each individual one. One thing we have going for us is Deputy does exile non-land permanent, so we can just get rid of Golgari Queen if need be. Been a bit more grindy than I thought this match would be. I'm hoping he just slams out whatever he's mousing over there, just because I can uptick Angrath to get rid of his walk the plank. Elder Spell, okay.
Start thinking
Not
fast.
something I was necessarily
You're
keen
on
on
your
seeing
own.
happening. Thankfully, we do have the ability to stop her from ulting with Deputy of Detention real quick. So we are just going to slurp her up. Of course, Deputy can die to this, but it stops the ult from getting triggered. And if we are at that point,
Every story is
we
an
can just
opportunity
down tick
for new data.
Tameo, pull back Niv-Mizzet, and
I
get some
have
more
learned
fantastic
much
value out
from
of it.
my
We can't do Rupture
ancestors.
Spire because we don't have the mana to pay its additional cost when it enters. So, more likely than not, we're going to be losing Tameo this turn. Deputy is going to die to the Merfolk Walk the Plank. Or, sorry, anything but Merfolk Black Removal. Tameo comes. They are probably going to be down ticking for
You would
something
make an
relevant, probably a
excellent
Crassus or an
informant for my
Ugin.
study. The
Yep, there's
storied
Ugin. They don't have the mana to play it this
past holds
turn,
our future.
thankfully.
Sacrifices.
Vraska is going to be just ticking up, not sacking anymore. They are getting a little bit low on land. They can't necessarily play everything they have available.
Do not harm
Don't know
my
if I
scrolls.
love the
All
busted
stories
assassin
must
icon there.
end.
It's kind of hilarious.
Yeah,
We do have Ravager Worm, but Niv-Mizzet is more valuable, especially if it hits something good. Let's see, we have a Find, Finality, or our own Golgari Queen. Is there anything we care too much to hit with our own Golgari Queen? Not so much, so I think we'll go for Find and Finality. Over here, D-Spark is solid, Ionize is fine, Justice Strike is fine. So we're hitting for 4, which is pretty relevant here. Of course, so we're basically playing open-handed. But at least we have open mana for our Rupture Spire. So we will have the option here on D-Spark on what we actually want to hit with it.
Long before your kind ever
Assuming they're going to down tick their Ugin. Yep,
I
that is
can
fair.
create or
See, we're drawing a lot of options
I
here,
think
but
you will find
we're just
my
not
notes
quite
helpful.
hitting what we need to with it. But he's looking for an Evolution Sage. There's one in there, and they have a lot of things that would love proliferating.
Everyone is expendable.
Let's see, Vraska's at
except
8,
me.
which means I have a turn to solve that, essentially. Might end up... Let's see what creatures we have in here.
Of
course, we do have- Find. So we can definitely find another Niv-Mizzet, which is kind of hilarious, so I think I'm going to be going that route for now. We can hit Niv-Mizzet, we can hit Deputy, bring those both on back. We can... Here's the thing, I'm trying to figure out what I want to hit here. D-Spark sadly misses Vraska, but we can re-Deputy her again. We can get Justice Strike to deal with the Death Touch. Right now they are going to be able to swing in for, at minimum, for 3, because I don't think I'm going to be blocking that one with Niv. Getting pretty deep, so we are running out of cards available for us to hit here. But we still got 2, Night of Autumn, Solar Blaze, both are relevant. Solar Blaze, not something I necessarily want to cast right now, but at least we are able to get our Gateway Plaza out. They are in top deck mode, so I don't think that's too relevant. I think Karn's a little bit too slow. They don't have removal for Niv. We'll be able to swing for on Vraska. We'll be able to Deputy Ugin, or Tameo.
lies
have-
beyond vision.
We have options, and I know who I am, and I'm likely to misplay quite severely here. So of course, basically Vraska and Ugin are just going to be free card draw for them. So they're 29, we're 31 deep. Even with our great pulls with Niv-Mizzet, they're still getting a little bit deeper than we are. Health-wise, I've seen better. We could do something... What could we do that would be fun? We could do some weird jank like Deputy Niv, God Eternals the Deputy, Niv comes back in, draws cards. Some weird janky stuff that makes no sense.
The tracks of the wise.
Or they Chupacabra it, which is a problem. because D-Spark will not hit that, so we're definitely going to have to Deputy for sure next turn. They're getting in for 5, so we're going to have 2 HP left, so we're hitting a problem here. We're definitely hitting some problems. As far as board wipes are concerned, Seekers lives, which is annoying. We have access to a decent amount of mana. Let's see. This is a heal and also removal. We have let's see, what can we do here? This has to get dealt with. What do we have that deals with Golgari Queen? D-Spark hits that, so that's 2 mana, so I'm fine with that. Let's get this land down for now. So we have 2 mana there. We will have Solar Blaze, which will kill everything except the Squire, which we can Ravager Worm. Okay, let's see how this goes. We are going to, first and foremost, you have to die. You cannot ult. I refuse.
I won't forgive this.
Solar Blaze, we can do that here. We have access to 4 mana, 2 HP, which isn't all that much. So we can Justice Strike it to get it to kill itself now. We can Deputy something and have a blocker that it can just... Yeah, I think we Deputy and get rid of Eugene right now. I'm actually pretty okay with that line.
Too many unreliable variables.
Because I 1/3 can block a 2/3. Then we have some definite options this upcoming turn. Hopefully they don't have removal, or else they just win here and now. But I really, really want a target for my God Eternals, just to get our HP up a bit. Okay, so Massacre Girl does Massacre Girl things, which I'm fine with. A little bit annoyed with our... or rather their Ugin coming back up. Especially chock full of counters. There's our Evolution Sage. So we're in another less than fantastic position here. Now what can we do that would be useful? Do we want to hostage take anything? Let's see how we can do for mana, because we can currently... Let's see... We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 10 mana. This would cost me 6. This would cost me 5. 4. So we can technically do a 6th thing here. Have Ravager Worm eat Massacre Girl. Have Hostage Taker steal Evolution Sage to stop them from getting counters up. I think we'll have the right mana up. So we will put a 1/1 counter on my boy. He will eat Massacre Girl. And then we have mana as it currently stands to steal their Evolution Sage. Of course, they can downtick their Ugin to deal with either of these threats. Technically, they'll have enough loyalty to do that twice, 2 turns in a row. So they're going to get their Hostage Taker, get their Evolution Sage back. Proliferates. Getting another assassin token. Let's see here. We're definitely in some shaky turf as it currently sits. So what can we do here? We really have to get rid of their Sage, because that is giving them insane value off these 2. So we don't want any more Death Touch coming in. I would probably God Eternal the token. I don't know what they have for graveyard shenanigans, so I think I'm fine milling them as it stands. That Bantu could have been very scary for us. And I think right now they don't have any artifacts or enchantments, so we just make our Knight of Autumn a decent sized beater. And then we are going to swing in for their Ugin here. They're probably going to block, get whatever's underneath this card. It is what it is. Hopefully, they're not just going to start drawing straight gas, because as it stands, we're going to be able to punch through, deal with their walkers, and ideally come back and win this game, because it's been pretty close. This has been a long slog. Come on, buddy. Let me have this. Right now, he's figuring if he wants to downtick Ugin. No, it looks like to him it is more relevant to get the card draw slash manifest out. Oh boy. We are 100% in top deck mode. He doesn't look like he has straight up removal. Oh my god, I love this game. Let's see. We are just going to swing in at Eugene here. And we're going to hope we're not punished in doing this. He's probably going to trade his token, because I mean that's a favorable block for him. So we get rid of horrible, obnoxious Dragon Boy. Don't know what they're running for counter magic, but we heal a little bit because of our boy Teferi. We're going to uptick Teferi, start getting some card draw happening. Ah, Bedevil is so nutty right now. I'm really excited to see that. Because right now, I think we've been pretty well, we've avoided flooding for the most part, so I'm trying to figure out what we have that's just straight gas. I know we still have our Lantern in there. I haven't seen Crassus, or... We did it. Oh man, we did it. That game was rough. Okay, I think this video is just going to be this one singular game, because I am really tired. And I don't have much time to play anymore for the day. So, thanks so much for watching. Of course, if you like it, comment if you want to leave a comment, and subscribe, all the usual stuff. But for now, I'm Dr. Ed. Bye for now, everybody!